Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Heal the World initiative organized by the Embody Wellness Institute. This is our last and final talk and workshop where I've reserved best for last. I really wanted to bring Patricia here to share with us something that most of you probably haven't had any experience with, but it's a tool, and it's the line of work that she does has really affected me personally on a very deep personal level. So I really wanted to give you a chance to get to know her work as well. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, this is an initiative to really start building inner peace and really letting go of old traumas, kind of shifting our energy so that we can really create the world that we want around us, even if we start just with ourselves, with our close ones, and then see the ripple effect of, this positive energy spilling over and really creating change externally. I have seen it happen. It is possible. And even though, my line of work, I come from sort of the physical realm, where I started with, holistic nutrition and personal training and psychology, I slowly started opening myself up to energy work. And with Patricia, I learned of the, Akashik records, which is something that I sort of had heard on many occasions, but I had no idea what it was. So I think I will allow Patricia, I will introduce her to you, and then she will explain to us a little bit of what the Akashic records could do for you, how she started her work, and what we can really start doing in real steps in our current reality to not only help ourselves feel better with all the chaos that's happening in the world, to really build that resilience and inner peace, but also to start changing things in accordance to what we want to envision. So Patricia Misakian, she's Brazilian, that lives in Los Angeles. She has the Akashic Records Institute that she's the founder of, and she's been practicing for years, helping many people. Patricia, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to bring you here to share this incredible knowledge that you have. Thank you again for being here with us. Patricia is also an international speaker and author and mentor of Akashic Records. I also, at the end, we will show this again to you, but I won this really beautiful deck of cards from Patricia through the work that I did with her. And it's been my guiding force. I've been using them every day. They're really incredible. The messengers, right? So, but I will let you introduce yourself and explain a little bit to us how did you come to working with Akashic Records, and what are they really?
All right. So thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here with you and you that are watching us. Truly honored to be here. And so my journey with the Akashic Records was a few years back when as you shared, I'm from Brazil. And there was a time in my life where I wanted to see the world, and I wanted to see what I was made of. And just so I gave myself this opportunity to travel from Brazil to the United States. I knew someone that was living there. So I said, hey, I'm just going to go and find out what's going to happen. And it was a very, very interesting journey, because the little that I know is that it was a journey that took me to the path that I am today. At the time, I was on my 20s, and I really didn't know what I wanted from life. I was just, following along, following the flow. And when I moved away from my family and I found myself in a new country with new culture and everything new, I started learning a lot about myself. And it was not the best way to learn. So I joke that I came to the United States with literally $600 in my pocket and a bag full of dreams. And then hidden in the bag full of dreams, or my victim mentality, that I I wasn't aware of. And it took me to smash my nose in many doors. So I learned many lessons from this opportunity that I call today an opportunity. For many times I did not call it an opportunity, but the most important, like as I remember, when I look at my memories of this, I'm here for 20 years now. There was a day that I was traveling to the work I used to do. I used to work. It was kind of like an hour away from my house where I used to work, and I was driving on the freeway, and I had a panic attack at that time driving to my work, and I didn't know what was happening, and never had, I didn't know you could have a heart attack at 20 years old. And then later on, I understood that there was a panic attack. That was the very first time I experienced that, and I didn't know what was that. But I was, I'm blessed that I was able to put my car on the side of the freeway. And at that moment, my life started flashing in front of me, and I was able to understand that something needed to change. I needed to change how I was showing up. I needed to change how I was seeing or not seeing the opportunities in front of me. And I made a promise to myself that I was going to search. I was going to change, and I didn't really know what that even mean at that time. But what I know today is that at the moment that I made the choice that I can no longer move forward, blaming other people for where I am, or complaining about things, it was time for me to change. It was time for me to take ownership of my actions and discover what I was made of. And the following days, the things start shifting. I actually, on that night, I remember I had a dream, and in this dream, I saw this group of almost like grandmother energy, like this group of women, and they kind of told me like, we are taken care of. And after that dream, things started to relax within my heart, and opportunities start showing up. There was a course on healing, a course on intuition, and I start taking those little steps that start showing up in my path as I made the choice to change. And through all that journey that I went through, a few months, I don't even remember how long, I made the choice to leave my job, to start working with healing. And in that process, I used a technique called craniosacral therapy. And as I was working with my clients, I started connecting to their memories. And that is why I started researching, how you connect with people's memories. And then, I went into the path into working with the Akashik records. Later on, I downloaded a particular technique. That's the technique we teach, which is called Soul Matrix method. And the most important thing that came to my life from working with the Akashic records was that I shifted my relationships, especially with my mother and many people. I understood that I reacted to life as a victim because I was mirroring a way of being that was not even mine to begin with. But as children, we just like these little sponges, and I just absorbed all that energy. But by
I was
working
gonna
with the
add.
Akashic records, wait.
No, I was gonna add because it's really it's incredible. Your journey really. I'm a little bit like 10 years behind you, but it's really similar. I just went instead of you went from Brazil to the U.S. and I went the opposite way. And I was just gonna say there's something really big about, I think, stepping away from everything that from your family, right? Because to really find ourselves, as much as it is a sort of a cliche thing, but it does really help feeling that distance and really not having to react right to the things that we sort of always have seen a reflection through our through our closed ones, to our circumstances. So I think you and I have had the opportunity to step away from that to build ourselves, right? So that it's really I think it's powerful. But how what you're describing is a really incredible tool that has helped you also help millions of people or thousands of people work with something that, they don't have to necessarily do these dramatic external changes, but start internally. So
Yes.
please continue. What was it? What's at the core of this methodology that you bring
Yes.
to the institute?
So the core came from me from actually working with the Akashic records for me, and the way that I see is like every person will have, once they start working, every person will have one big breakthrough that will come for them. And for me, it was actually this. I realized that, all the emotions or anger or how I felt about the experiences that I had growing up, especially towards my mother, right? And it's kind of like for the first time, I was able to awaken in my heart forgiveness, compassion, and those energies that I was just not available for me. And by having this opportunity to have this, taking this step back, and through the eyes of the records, you have this bigger perspective, not only looking at only through your lenses, but from the lenses of the records. I was able to heal that relationship, and by doing that, I completely changed my reality. Everything started shifting, and that was the moment where I decided to dedicate my life to share that knowledge, and that was pretty much the everything. That by making also the second decision, I started connecting at a deeper level with my guides, and I started downloading the whole process. And basically, to answer your question, the basis of this methodology of working with the soul matrix method, which is important to understand that we teach everyone, right? When you teach, you're a teacher too. So we teach from our filter, from our perspective, from how we relate to life and how we see the transformation in ourselves. And when you use the word Akashic records, there are many people that have different views of it, and there are many, working with Akashic records is not what it is for everyone. Right? There is a lot of people that say, oh, you do Akashic records. Let me find out if I was Cleopatra in my past life, and doesn't really matter. Right? That's the way that I see. The method Soul Matrix help those that are in a place in their lives where they are really searching for a deeper meaning for life, to what it is that they are here, what is the agreement that they made in this lifetime, why they came in the body that they came, why they came in the family that they came, why they came in the country that they came, and why they had to pass through everything that they passed through in order to grow, expand, and lead.
Right.
And
there's a lot of, to get to that,
better.
there's a lot of sort of clutter and all these mess that we, like you said, like we download from our parents and from our societies in the first 7 years, right? That everything that we supposedly helps us, but in reality a lot of times it really blocks us from reaching that sort of higher objective and why we came here. So
exactly is because a lot of that's so the way that you see, like basically, those of you that don't know what Akashic records is, let's start there, right? Akashic records is basically a collection of all your memories, experiences, and lessons that you have throughout your lifetime, right? So you come to this life as unlimited possibilities, right? You come in and your higher self drop information that are essential for you to know about yourself in order to fulfill your purpose in this lifetime. And as you continue growing, like at each day you get more and more memories and more experiences. Those experiences, we start collecting that in our body. We start anchoring those lessons in our body, right? You go to school, a kid pushes you, and then you make an agreement with yourself because of that experience that you have. And that agreement can move you forward or backwards in all possibilities that will come in your life, right? So by understanding how to work with those memories and understanding how those memories can have triggers that will allow you to move forward or move backward or stay stuck in a place. It's by working by this method. Soul Matrix helps you to determine where there is a need to clear, where there is a need to shift how you see yourself, how to shift the interpretation that you make about what happened for you. A lot of people say, you know, that happened to me, and it's never to you, it's for your growth. So I see, and all of us had many different childhoods or a lifetime, or we know that our ancestor had, you know, very, very traumatic situations. But when you really understand that that everything is working out for our growth, and we are able to actually access a deeper power to tune in to what is that you're here to do for the growth of the world, for the transformation, for the health and the shifts that you're here to do. So working with the Akashic records is way beyond you know, a simple technique, right? And we focus from this area, from this point of growth and better living, better way of being, better relationships, and literally creating, you know, allowing you to access this connection, this power that is available to you to create the matriz of reality that you wanted to experience in this lifetime.
So just going back to what you said that it is a collection of all of our experience, but also past experience, right? Past life experiences as well. So that brings in our ancestral baggage, right? That we bring along with us. And especially, currently what's happening in Armenia, for instance, with the war, for me on a personal level, it's brought back, and I'm sure for a lot of other Armenians that are experiencing this, a lot of the trauma that I haven't experienced personally, but my ancestors, 100 years of experience. So some of the things that I'm feeling today are not something, it's not just a reaction to what's happening currently, but something that I bring from the past, right? And I felt a really strong need to let go of that, because even though, it's not like, on the one hand you think like, no, but those are my ancestors and I have to honor their, what they went through, and right. But at the same time, if we're carrying all of that, we can't really create a future, right? We're always like, pulled down by that weight. And I think right now, with everything that's happening in the world, it's not just about the words, that everything seems to be sort of coming back up for us to see these like old shadows that we really need to let go of in order to, if we want to create a different future, instead of repeating, patterns over and over again. Just like, on a personal level, we have sometimes like you repeat relationships over and over with a different person. I think at the collective level, that's true too. So I think one of the things that really attracted me to your method is the ability to really look at that whole experience from the past and to see how we can really, really quickly actually, right, let go of some of the things that we don't really, that are not ours anymore, and also understand what is ours, like kind of separating that, it's like an onion, right? You separate things that are not yours and you find the deeper layers. So that's really, and it's really powerful because I think I did, what was it, like a half an hour or 20-minute download, and it really shifted things for me in a powerful way. So what are the different ways that you bring in the Akashic records for people who haven't had experience with it? Is it always through a guided meditation, or how do you normally do that work with people?
Great question. So here in the Institute, we teach professionals on how to learn, how to access the Akashic records for themselves, and or if they wanted to be a professional, helping other people by working, giving them sessions. We also teach that. And so there are different ways that you can work with the records. You can go to your Akashic records. You can have someone access your Akashic records for you. And basically, a session will involve accessing fractions of your memories, maybe from this lifetime, maybe from past lifetimes, maybe from memories that your ancestors experienced that you brought in through your DNA. So it's by being able to connect with that part, that the parts we call parts, right? The part of you or the part of your lineage that at a time in their lives that experience a very traumatic event, at that moment, that the part of your soul may have made very harsh decisions. I'm never going to work with this gift again. I'm never going to trust again. I'm never going to love again. And so it's almost like it makes that very, very hard contract. And then when you come into this life and you have an opportunity of love, you sabotage yourself from actually experiencing that sort of love because you made that agreement in the past, right? So a professional that it's trained to help you, it will help you to bring that piece of you back and offer the opportunity to break that agreement, so you can build, so you can focus in creating the reality, the matriz reality that you wanted to experience. Because even though you may want the relationship, but then when you get into there, you fight, or you sabotage yourself, and then breakup happen, right? So the process can help rectify an error or a decision or agreement, so you can have the opportunity to go full on that, creating that future that you wanted to experience.
Just a little insert on that. I find it really interesting that recently studies, scientific studies have been pointing to the fact that this actually happens also at a cellular level, that they find that genetically, trauma that has happened to, let's say, people that have gone through the Holocaust, right? I think that the study was done on people who went through the Holocaust. They have that genetic imprint in their genes, and so they're carrying that trauma. So it's really interesting, to compare, the soul and the genetic makeup, and it's, comes to the same conclusion that we are carrying all of that, whether you believe in, the soul, or you just believe in the scientific ways. We're carrying that baggage with us. So it's really important for us to be able to have tools to work with it. And I think, different people can work on it different ways. But so, Patricia, are you able to share one of the tools with us today, so that we can get a little taste of what it would be like to sort of, work on one aspect of this, something that we're carrying that we don't really want to attach ourselves anymore, and to see a glimpse of what could be a different future for us?
Yes, of course. So we can do a little guided visualization to a healing session, a guided healing session, to help to shift how maybe emotions. So a little bit about that. Anytime you make those agreements, and anytime you leave an experience, let's say last week, someone, I don't know, steal like something from you. You were somewhere in Brazil, someone steal something.
It happened, actually. Someone stole my phone.
All right. So yeah, so let's say someone stole your phone, right?
Right.
And then at that moment you get upset, and you have all these emotions connected to that, right? And
Right.
I know you are about to travel, right? So all the emotions connected to that. But when we are upset with something that happened, we block ourselves for other opportunities, right?
Right.
So basically this healing session is going to help to find where in your body are you holding maybe the anger or the upset, or I should have gone through another path, or whatever that is, right? So I'm using your example, but for everyone that is watching here, one thing about this session is I work with healing guides. They will come to you when in this process that I channel, and we'll scan your body to where in your body are the triggers, the agreements, the emotions, or the beliefs that are holding you back in the present. All right. So, a little sample. I want to invite everyone that is participating here to think about, one thing that may be upsetting you, or that. So we're going to work helping you to clear that energy and to bring you back to focusing what is important for you. All right.
Sounds great.
How long do we have about? Like,
oh, we have time. We have it's about an hour, but it could be less or more. So I think we have at least another half an hour.
okay, all right.
So,
Just so I have an idea.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I want to invite you and everyone that is here to take a moment to close your eyes and taking some nice deep breath. To receive this session is better that you're not crossing legs or feet, that you're sitting in a comfortable position in a chair. So your body, it's open to let go of what's no longer supports you. So take some nice deep breath, just tuning into your body. And just notice at this moment what is calling your attention to your body. Maybe there is an area that feels sore or feels tense or feels heavy. So as you breathe in, just bring your breath to that area. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring your attention to your first chakra. For the women, a little forward between your ovaries. And for the man, at the end of your tailbone, around that location is your first chakra. So here, you're just going to command your energy to open your first chakra, and your body, your energy always listen to your command. And you're going to command to create a ground cord coming out of the first chakra, passing through the chair, passing through all the crusts of the earth. And that ground cord is going to find the center of the earth, hooking up to the very center of the earth. And take a moment to take a nice deep breath and breathe. Experience the presence, the sense of support that you feel when you are consciously grounded to the center of the earth. And now we're going to bring your attention to the bottom of your feet chakra, opening your feet chakra, calling the energy of the earth to come through and connect with your feet. Earth energy, it's all about presence, empowerment, vitality. So let's call this vitality, this presence, this empowerment. It is so powerful that all we need is 15% of this earth energy. So all we need to do is to call 15% of this earth energy to come up through the side channels of your legs, all the way into your first chakra and down through your grounding. Allowing the earth energy now to be continuously coming up your legs and down your grounding, recycling the energy. Your legs hold the energy of your ability to move forward in life. So anytime you run this earth energy, start to clear any blockages, consciously or unconscious, in your ability to move forward in your life, in your relationships, or in your business. While the earth energy is moving, we're going to bring your attention to your crown chakra, the top of your head, and we're going to also command to open your crown chakra. And we're going to call the universal energy to come through and connect with your crown. Calling now 85% of this powerful universal energy to come down through your crown, going down this beautiful light through the center of your spine, all the way into the first chakra, where the earth energy is going to mix with the universal energy. And this powerful mixture of heaven and earth is going to start pumping up through your spine, up, 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 all the way out, showering out through your crown, through the aura and beyond. Part of this mixture is going to bifurcate on your shoulders, down your arms, and out through your hands. And part of the mixture in the first chakra, I'm going to go down through the center channels of your legs, out through your feet. And you're now running 100% energy. This energy is going through and finding any resistance in your body, any beliefs or emotions that are no longer serving you. And as it finds the energy, is going to gently push through your ground cord, so this energy can meet the center of the earth, the beautiful and powerful lava in the center of the earth that recycles all energy that no longer serves you, so it can be reused as reusable energy. Nothing is lost, only transformed. Our experiences, our choices, our interpretations come to teach us a lesson, and as we surrender to it, it is recycled, becomes reusable energy, but leaves you transformed, stronger, and able to, each time more and more, choose to access a deeper level of power and purpose. So this energy is going to continue running throughout the whole session to help to release old agreements, patterns, and beliefs. I want to invite you to bring your attention to your crown chakra once again and call your higher self to come to you. Your higher self is you with a deeper understanding where you've been and where you're going. It's the bigger part of your soul that is here to support you. Take a moment to smile to your higher self, receiving your old wise soul smiling back to you, showering you with unconditional love and support. And now the healing guides are here and they are gently approaching your space, asking your higher self permission to co-create together this healing session for you. So we're going to start by asking your higher self to show to the healing guides. You don't have to do anything. I am just asking your higher self directly to show to the healing guides anybody else's energy in your aura, in your space. Other people's judgment, worries, whatever it is that other people think about you can block your energy. So we're going to clear everybody else's energy from your space, clearing your own judgment about where you are and what you experience and what is possible for you to create. And now the healing guides are filling it up, your aura, with powerful golden light. We're also going to clear any attachments to the past and how you perceive who you are on what you can create based on the experience of the past. So healing guides are clearing it up. Any attachments to defining your identity based on what you or your family experience or your lineage experience. And now the healing guides are going to scan your body. And when I say yours, is you that is listening to this session today. When you listen to the session, the healing guides come to you. Starting from your head, there is a lot of thoughts, a lot of worrying about the future. So healing guides are clearing any conscious or unconscious attachments to worry about a future that have not happened. And may today be the day that you shift how you hold in future, because future, it's being written based on the choices and actions that you take today. So you create the future by focusing where your action, your attention is. So now the healing guides are bringing golden light to the center of your head, bringing clarity. And today you're being called to work on your first chakra. We're working with sense of feeling secure in a world where everything changes every single day for all of us. So we're going to work with some things that are coming up here in the first chakra. First of all, looking at everything that is around you today, your home, the work, if you have a work, or the, whatever money is on your bank account, and looking at the relationships you have, the people that are around you. And naturally we are used to look at those things that we built or that maybe our parents built and put our safety there, like, oh, I have a house, therefore I am secure. And then many times you also put fear there. Well, what if something happens tomorrow and I lose my job? And then again, at that moment, you are like going to the future and worrying about something that have not happened. And so that is what it's coming up as I tune into your first chakra, especially this year. There is a lot of uncertainty out there. And truly, we learn that nothing that we think is our security blanket or whatever that is, like their job or their house or their anything can shift. But what does not shift is your belief in yourself and your ability to be resourceful and to recreate and to adapt. And so today in this session, it seems that the intention is to re-access that power that lies within you to create worlds, to tune into your dream, to your what you wanted to create in life, and take the consistent forward steps to get there. So in order to connect with that dream, first we're going to look at what is that you are ready to release, regardless of the specific name. It could be emotions, beliefs. So first thing that we're going to clear, and I'm just saying you don't have to do anything. All you need to do is to be present in your body. The healing guides are clearing for you. So we're going to clear any conscious or unconscious fear of failure, conscious or unconscious, that you're ready to release. Fear of loss. And also here, actually coming from ancestor energy, that beliefs that you have to work really hard to create something, to the extent that could be blocking you to actually tune into the flow and vibration that everything is possible. So healing guides are clearing that energy. Clearing anxiety and worry, consciously or unconscious. And now the healing guides are filling it up with golden light. And now we're going to bring it to you, download, do the Akashik download, bringing back to you a deeper sense of purpose, your wisdom acquired lifetime through lifetime, of this inner resilience that is going to support you in whatever comes your way from now on. We're going to be silent while the healing guides are bringing this wisdom back to you, this download. Beautiful. And bringing your first chakra to the present time. Healing guides are moving to the heart. Tuning into the sadness, the resentment, conscious or unconscious, and any blame energy that you are today ready to release. Healing guides are clearing it up. Clearing up any agreements, I'm not good enough, consciously or unconscious. And now the healing guides are filling it up, your heart, with golden and pink love energy, strengthening self-love, opening the pathway for deeper access to self-love. Appreciating yourself for where you are, being on this journey of life, learning, getting down, getting up, and continue moving forward. Kuan Yin archetype steps in to bring a deeper level of healing and forgiveness to your heart. So we're going to be silent the next minute or so while Kuan Yin has one hand in front of your heart and another hand in the back of your heart, emanating deep compassion and forgiveness to yourself and anyone involved in your story or even in your family lineage. Shifting how you hold yourself through time. Let's be silent during this healing. Beautiful. And now your higher self is going to touch your third eye. bringing you a download, an inspiration for your vision. Knowing that as you receive this gift from your higher self, you may receive it right away, that vision. Or maybe if this is your first time doing this kind of work, just be aware for the ideas that will come through your intuition, or maybe inspiration that will come through your dream. Right now, we're going to be silent, receiving the message about your vision from your higher self to you. Beautiful. Let's thank Kuan Yin archetype in your higher self. And when you're ready, you're going to lean forward and you're going to command to stop running the energy and lean forward, touching the floor with your hands and feet, allowing all excess energy to go back to Mother Earth. And I want to thank you for being here, ready for this healing session in your higher self and the healing guides. Kuan Yin archetype. Namaste.
Wow, in a different world. I don't know if I can even carry on the conversation properly. Wow, many visions.
Nice.
Thank
Very
you
nice.
very much.
You're
Very
so
beautiful.
welcome.
The all the visions that we have is um, what do you make of them normally? Because for people who are not used to it, often we think of it as something. Oh, it's our imagination, and but it.
Well, your imagination is actually how your intuition communicates with you. So if you're new to this kind of work, and when you go through this process, images come up that it doesn't really make sense in the beginning. The most important thing is to receive them and just notice what you notice, and know that the intelligence of your body decodes that information and takes the
Mhm.
actions based on what you're receiving. When you these memories can be many different things, could be flashes of memories, could be messages from your higher self, but the most important thing is to receive and know that it does its work. Sometimes when you're doing a reading, a particular image can come, and just by sharing with the client and the client listening starts making shifts for them.
That's incredible. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna write those down for sure, and just kind of like dreams. I've started doing that, and it's often during the when you wake up, you don't really know what the dreams meant, but if you write them down and read it later, you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it meant, or maybe months later. So even
Exactly.
from the meditation I did with you, I think it was almost like last year. I still things still come up for me
Very
that
cool.
I realize only now. So anyways, Patricia, thank you very much. This is really beautiful. I really hope that everyone that's watching us has really, been able to do the meditation. If you weren't able to do it, you can watch the recording and do it again because it is really powerful. And you can do it as many times as you can, right? That's one of the
Yes,
benefits of
yes.
the more we do it, I think the stronger we feel the effects of it, right?
Yeah, every time you listen again, the healing guides are able to go at a deeper level to the next level from that. It's like layers, right? You mentioned like onions layers, right? It is like layers. And every time you listen to the session, the healing guides are able to go to a deeper level of layer. Absolutely.
Amazing. Yeah, and I already, I don't know about you guys, but I already feel this peace. And this morning I wasn't really in a good mood, but I'm feeling completely replenished. So just that, I think, is a huge step, for people who don't experience this kind of tools that can really transform us internally. And I'm sure if you pay attention, you will be able to see how this has repercussions in your life. And Patricia, thank you again. If you have a final message to leave us with, I will leave your contact information in case people want to get to know your work more and learn of the Akashic Records Institute. And I highly recommend these cards. They've been my really helping me. Every day I draw a card, and it's always very on point as to like what I really need to learn. So thank you for that gift. And if you have any final words to share with us.
Oh, thank you so much. It was an honor to be here. And any questions anyone have, feel free to reach out. I'm here for you guys.
Thank you very much. We do have a really big community of Armenians in Los Angeles. I really encourage them to get to know you. Where are you? Where is your institute? And is it?
Well, my
online,
whole
right?
business is online, and we
Yeah.
don't have a specific, a specific place for it. Everything I do is over the internet.
Well, that's even better.
So,
that way we can the global community that's watching us can really get access to the incredible work that you're doing.
absolutely.
Thank you again, Patricia, and thank you everyone for watching. I really hope that you've learned a lot and you can continue using these tools. And see you next week.